Well, hello traders. This is Art Dill, your emini success coach, and we'll go over the trades that I took today, January 10th, 2012. I had not a great day of trading, and after I had a chance to take a break after we finished, and I went back and looked at some of the trades I took, all I can tell you is that I'm shaking my head. Everyone has occasionally a bad day, and I did not have a good day today. I took some trades that I should never have taken. So I was so excited that we had an expanded range overnight, and I had kind of predetermined in my mind that the market would have a big rally and continue up. That's what it was looking like. Harkening back to the early days of December when we were getting great big moves in the market. But that didn't happen, and had I stuck strictly to my trading rules and plan, we would have done a lot better. I was able to mitigate most of the losing trades. We took 6 trades and had 2 winning trades, 4 losing trades. But as I say, and I'll show you, I was able to mitigate 2 of those losing trades to be very, very small net losses. So while the track record suffered with the 4 losses, my actual account wasn't impacted very much at all. This was the first trade of the day, and this was just after the open, and we were getting a price pullback, and again, I was just thinking, boy, I think price is going to head higher here. This was a trigger entry here. I got involved there at 12,457. And I told everyone in the room that I would also take a breakout of this pivot that had formed at 12,457, and that's what I did. Almost got the high part of the move there on that entry. My stop was 12,437 below this pivot, and as soon as we got filled on that second contract at 457, the price rolled over and we were stopped out of the first trade. The second trade I took was at 650, and it was a trigger trade, trigger fired here. I took a trade at 12,433 long. Actually, the stop was 12,432. The fill on both contracts was 12,433. And even this trade, this was an iffy long trade here. The Hall moving average was going up, but my 89 EMA was slanting down. Price was below the 89 EMA, which it's part of my trade plan. Unless we're in a very strong trend day, and this was just not a strong trend up day. And that's what really got me off on the wrong foot today. That was that mindset, that anticipation of what I thought the market was going to do. This trade did turn out to be a profitable trade. We took a lot of heat on it. The stop was at 12,414 here. Had you not taken this, and really should not have been taking the long here. This, while it's not a 90% trade setup, and when I talk about 90% trade setup, I'm talking about 90% profitability, because the Hall moved below here, the moving average price moved below. Then we had a turn up. But you could have waited. You could have gotten in this trade on this trigger and saved yourself a lot of aggravation and waiting. And that would have really been the better entry of this long I took. I ended up with two targets, one at 12.442, one at 12.45. So plus 9, plus 12 on that second trade. And so I was feeling okay. I entered this third trade. I entered it the right way, but there again, didn't really meet my trading rules. This was a trigger trade, and the high of that bar was 12.436. But I was watching the ticks, and we were at very high ticks when price reached this level. And so I was waiting for a tick pullback. I did get a tick pullback and got into that trade at 12.436 here. And then price turned and moved up, 12.442. So I got within actually one tick of first target. And after this had formed this other pivot, this was my initial stop loss here, 422. I moved the stop up to just below this pivot, 12.431, and I was stopped out on both of those contracts at 12.431. So only a 10 point loss on the total on that the third trade. So I mitigated the loss, and kind of getting a little bit of a pattern here, aren't we? I keep taking long entries today with the Hall moving average below the 89 EMA, or price below the 89 EMA slanting down. I think kind of toward the end of the day, when I'd had a chance to look back at what had occurred, I just said, well, just take a gun out and shoot me. This entry was at 802, and I was trying to get, I think this above this pivot here, and the trigger had formed, so 836. The price moved up really quickly here, and I was on my dome. I made a mistake. I actually clicked, and I got filled at 837, which was exact high of this move. I was trying to get 832. I did get 832 on the second contract, but it really didn't matter. 832, 837, they were both stopped out quickly below this stop here at 419. This will be the last time that this happens live in the room. I'm just still shaking my head over the trades I took. So that was a negative 18 and a negative 13 ticks. The next trade was at 10:09, right after dead zone. I told everyone I was going to come back at 10 o'clock. There was a really nice setup during dead zone for a short here, but I was not trading at that point. So the market really, this was a break of the 30-minute low here, and we had a really good sell-off, and then I came back, was back in the room at 10 o'clock, and this was the fourth trade. I'm sorry. And it was a valid short. It was a trigger entry. One tick below the trigger bar. I entered at 12,393. We got within 1 point of my first target. I was just trying for 7 points. I was looking for 12,386. Then we had price move back up, put in a little pivot here, and then headed back down. And I moved my stop. It was initially at 12,406. I moved it to 12,401, and I actually also got out of. No, that was at 12,401 on both contracts. So. No, that's not correct. I'm looking at my trade sheet. I got out of one contract at 393. That was after this move down. I had moved one to break even. I kept one contract on, put in this pivot, and then I put my exit on that final contract above this pivot, and was stopped out, and that was an 8-point loss on that fourth trade. And again, that was a valid short. And I took one last trade. That was at 11.16. That turned out to be a nice trade. It was a combination breakout trade here, breakout of this pivot that had formed. And I had a confirmation trigger firing off at the same time. So that was a valid long entry, but it turned out to be one of the longest trades I think I've been in since I started trading shorter term time frames. We got into that trade at 11.16, and we got targets of 415 and 420. Actually, 420 was the exact high, so I got the exact high on that move up, and 447. So just a very long, protracted trade. We took quite a bit of heat. Looked like it wasn't going to work for quite a while, and I had told everyone that if it didn't work, I was done for the day. I'd beating my head against a stone wall. That was the last trade I took, and I'll wrap this up. I don't want this to run any longer. Anyway, not a great day. I ended up down. I was 2-4, ended up down 40 Dow points, and again, just several of the trades I should not have been involved in. It'll be a better day tomorrow. Hope to see you in the room. This is Art for FuturesTradingCompany.net.